Last time I did something with these Sundays cookies, I made the peanut butter Oreo pie. I want to do something different in honor of the double stuff, the mint and the chocolate flavors coming out. Um, Previously, I guess it was just for fun. I guess this time it's technically in a way sponsored in the sense that I'm an investor in Sundays. Um, but they're not paying me to make this video because I don't know why anyone would pay me to make anything. Anyway, so the idea for this was to make cake pops, or cake balls, or whatever you want to call them. Um, so using a food processor and some cream cheese and some of the keto Cool Whip that I used in the peanut butter pie, and just kind of pulsing things and getting them to a consistency where I can make balls out of them. So we're going to do three separate ones. One for the double stuffed plain, one for the chocolate cream ones, and one for the mint cream ones. And it's really just a matter of blending the cookies up with cream cheese and Cool Whip, and that's about it. Gonna put them in the bowl here. Now this first one I believe is the double stuff. And I'm just gonna put that in the fridge to cool down. And then we will move on to the next set of Oreos, or Sundays Oreo imitations. I think this is the chocolate one. Definitely looks blacker. It's probably easier with a bigger food processor or a smaller batch, but just scrape down the sides a few times and it'll work. Get that cream cheese in there and that keto Cool Whip. I'm not using exact measurements here, and that does kind of play a factor down the line because some of them were goopier than others, and some of them were solider than others when we were making the balls. But things like this is just, I don't know. I don't think it's worthy of measuring carefully. I think it's more of a do it by feel or play it by ear kind of thing. These turned out pretty yummy though. We didn't have any leftovers. Well, we did give a few away, but that was to prevent us from eating too much. All right, so there's the chocolate one. We'll get that covered up and put that in the fridge. And last but certainly not least will be the mint flavored cream sundae sandwiches. So just gonna get the food processor ready. Nice and clean. It was a little bit too dirty to just use again. And in with the cookies. Yeah, this is the mint one, I can tell. I can see the green. All right, doesn't look green anymore. And with the cream cheese and some of that lovely keto Cool Whip. Now let's blend. I think this might have been the one that I put a little bit too much cream cheese and Cool Whip into. But it'll work. Now, once this is done and cooled, the really messy part starts, and that's coating them in chocolate. You can probably see in the background there, there's a container and that's got some dark semi-sweet chocolate. I think I used a combo of dark semi-sweet chocolate and like some keto chocolate that uses, some sugar alcohol sweeteners like erythritol. All right, so we've got the chilled dough. Get our cooking gloves on. And we're gonna make balls. Lots of balls. My lovely better half is there, gonna help me. Look at those delicious looking balls. Looks kind of like cookie dough that we're getting ready to bake, but it is not cookie dough. We are not going to bake it. Gonna just make balls and put them in the fridge to harden a bit before coating in melted chocolate. Of course, putting toothpicks in because these things aren't gonna be just so dense and heavy that there's no way they'll work with toothpicks. That's what we call foreshadowing. All right, so I'm gonna put those in the freezer for a little bit. Got the chocolate balls coming now. Those ones look a lot more ball-like. And I will just do the easy job of putting the toothpicks in because, you know, lazy me. These ones actually look pretty good, but none of them are going to look that great once we're done. They will taste great, which is the important part. And they will not be super heavy in carbs or calories, which is also nice. Chocolate off to the freezer. I think these are the mint ones. I think we went in the same order as the blending. Toothpick champion. So much work. But they were delicious, so I guess it's worth it. Okay, so things are nice and chilled now. We're gonna get our chocolate and we're gonna put it in this bowl. And we're gonna put this chocolate in the bowl. Like I said, a mix of semi-sweet and like keto sweetened with fake sugar chocolate. Double boiler. And let that boil. Got some heavy cream. Make kind of a ganache type situation. It's starting to get a little melty there. This is pretty sped up footage, so this took longer than I would have liked. And you can see they were chocolate chips, but they all melted together. Taking a lot longer than I would have expected. But patience is a virtue, virtue is a grace, and Grace is a little girl who never washed her face. I used to hate it when my mom would say that when I was a little kid. Especially since my mom has no patience. Oh, there we go. Now it's hot. Steam shooting out everywhere. Try not to burn myself. Get some of that cream in there. Oh, it's starting to look tasty. I think ultimately I'm going to say fuck it and put all the cream in. And I think I'll regret that a little bit later, but it is what it is. I actually didn't have any cream and I didn't want to go to the grocery store, so I went to a nearby coffee place and got some coffee and I was like, "Can you give me a cup of heavy cream?" This actually looks really cool to watch sped up. Watching that cream just mix into it. Mesmerizing. All right, starting to look gooey. Very unprofessional ganache. I feel like I probably should just put the whole thing in from the beginning if I was going to do that. Look at all that yummy chocolate. Nothing better than chocolate. Oh, I even added a little bit of milk. I think I was worried it was too thick, and I think ultimately I feel like it was too thin when no, we'll see. I'm narrating this long after having made the video because life gets in the way. I wanted a lot of milk. I think I was really worried. It was really thick, right? And I figured milk would thin it more than cream would because the cream's so thick. Is that it? Did I end there? Oh yeah, okay. So I was like, let me make this at least smooth with a stick immersion blender. And it does look smoother. A little bit. Come on, more cream and milk. Yeah, it's starting to look a little silky now. All right, I think that'll do it. I think that's where I ended up. And now we need to actually coat these cake balls. I thought these were going to be so much nicer looking than they were. Made them way too big. So we'll get our little cupcake papers ready. Get that mixture nice and mixed. I'm going to leave the water going in case I need to heat it up again. Now here, the first set of cake balls that do not look like balls. This was not a fun procedure. This took forever, it was very messy, not pleasant. The, the chocolate was just not easy to get on them. And some of them even started to feel like they were going to fall off the toothpick just because they were so heavy and dense. It's just kind of disappointing. I think I think you guys get the idea. I think I'm gonna speed up even more and just get to the taste test at the end. But hopefully you enjoyed, and maybe this gave you some inspiration to try something fun with these keto-friendly Oreos. Open it in one go. You won't be able to tell which ones are which.
Oh, okay.
So it will be a surprise.
It's going to be luck of the draw. I guess I'll have this one. A little stuck together over here.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Alright.
Does that peel off? Not really.
Not great. Really hold on to it.
Messy, ugly result.
So yeah, not pretty. I'm guessing I'm gonna say it's the mint one.
I think that one might be a double stuff.
I think you're right. Yeah, I'm getting no mint. It's not as chocolatey as what I tasted before.
Yeah, I think it would be darker if it was one of the chocolate ones.
Yeah, this is a double stuff one. That's why it needs to be smaller.
Did not. Yeah, we needed to make it way smaller. You're like, oh, this might be too big.
It's very tasty.
It is.
Very tasty.
Okay.
Just needs to
be tiny.
Some technique refinement.
Tinier balls, better coating.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, for a fairly low carb snack,
Super tasty.
right on.
Will annihilate the whole thing.
Great.